Hello Pisces, welcome to your reading. I'm a bit late, so apologies for that. This is going to be for this week, okay, the second week of April. So let's dive into it together. All right, my angels, let's see what's going on for you. One card out, please, for Pisces. Anything you want to say for the Pisces, please? Oh, TikTok, who just had that? You're not the only sign to have that. Let's dive in and get a little bit more. So sometimes this card comes in when we are rushing time, okay? When we just want the time to be over. We just want things to be the way that we want it to be right now, okay? And I feel like that's something that Spirit's asking for you to let go of, or maybe you feel like you don't have enough time, right? So either way, you're feeling a bit pressured around timing. You have Groundhog Spirit, which says time to let go, and Dog Spirit saying be loyal to what you love, which feels a little bit like it's contradicting itself, but I feel like there is some things I want you to let go of. Maybe the timing, right? Maybe the pressure that you got on your shoulders here. And there are some things to be loyal to, which is very interesting indeed. Be loyal to what you love, but time to let go. Your reading's going to be hard work, isn't it? Let's dive a bit deeper. I need to get some more information to figure out what's going on here. I'm seeing those like tempo things. I don't know what the name is. I'm not a musician, but it's on. I wonder if that's your dilemma. Should I leave this behind or should I be loyal to it? You know, it's that kind of thing. Let's see. I'm going to figure it out for you. Let's see. I will try to figure it out for you. Correction. Let's get 3 cards out, please, for a Pisces. Okay, thank you. Position of authority. All right, you're getting the throne this week. That's pretty awesome. You're also getting a horse. Okay, this is a short journey. You're going on a short journey. And Turkey. Someone is behaving stupidly. Okay, well, who is that? Turkey. All right, well, you know already. I'm going to need the tarot cards for this reading. Let's dive into your messages. Let's see what they're saying here. Someone's behaving a bit stupidly, basically. So that's probably what you're deciding. Should I let this go? Let's see. All right, Spirit, for Pisces, can I get 2 cards out, please, for the overall energy of this week? I just saw 222 on the clock. Yeah, the Wild card. Interesting. And the 4 of Swords. So this is about resting and healing, a really important time to focus on your health and well-being, your sleep, for example, your physical routines, your, nutrition, stuff like that. So 4 of Swords is all about health, especially of the heart for some of you, but it really is resting. Okay, so make sure that you're taking some time out to rest. I wonder if you guys will be taking some time out to make a decision, for example. It just feels like you need to slow it down. I'm getting a headache and I just realized that she's holding her head here. So some of you, and belly, I don't know. Those could be areas. Could be chakras as well. Who knows? Okay, anyway. You're being called to rest, to heal, to focus maybe even on some things that you may have been struggling with, right? This is all about addressing the pains, okay? And not, sweeping them under the rug. It's a really important time to be open and honest and to face the things that you need to heal. The Wild card is a great card about new beginnings. It's a great card about ending old cycles, beginning new ones. It's my glow up card, meaning that some of you guys are going through a bit of a glow up right now. Could be in your health. Maybe you are just deciding to go on more runs. I don't know what it is, or to focus again on your well-being. And that is where there's a big shift going on. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to clarify in a second, but let's see how you guys are showing up first so I can understand what's going on here. All right, let's see. For Pisces, 2 cards out, sorry. For Pisces energy during this week, what's going on there? The King of Pentacles, love that. I love how it's on position of authority. Yeah. All right. So you are sitting in a position of authority. The King of Pentacles is all about the material world, right? You're stable, or at least this week you're feeling stable. You're sitting comfortably on that throne in terms of maybe your material assets, your finances, or maybe your career path. You're just feeling stable. You're feeling like you're in a position of authority. Could be getting a level up in your job, for example, and sitting in a higher level. And Hermit, Virgo energy. The Hermit is good. You are showing up with a lot of wisdom here. And I just want to know how this relates to what we're seeing. The King of Pentacles is loyal for sure. It's all about long-term successes, right? It's not about short-term success. He's loyal to the long-term, loyal to the future. So I wonder if it's about a dream and not really about people. You're being called maybe to be loyal to situations. But and I know I'm going to sound really contradictory because I'm still trying to work it out for you. The Hermit is here, which is showing that you're in a position of wisdom. You've been through a lot, right? In whatever area of your life that's showing up. Again, I'm not sure yet. But you're being called to analyze and to reflect and to, with hope, look into where you want to go into the future. Because the Hermit is up at the top of the mountain now. You're at the top of the mountain now. So you've climbed a journey. You're now at the top where you're able to see things more clearly. And if you don't, you're too distracted. The Hermit really calls for you to go within, to self-isolate at times, okay, during this week, to really reflect and to think, okay, to assess, to analyze, to, yeah, all that good stuff. All right. Let's see. I'm going to clarify this, Spirit. What's going on here? Let's see. Why is the wild card the energy of this week? Whoops. Sorry, my microphone is just jumping on me. Justice. Wow. And with that coming on top of these two cards, which again is interesting, it's about balance here. Definitely feels like there are some things to let go of and some things to stay loyal to. And I wonder if that's a difference between ending of old cycles, beginning of new ones. You're letting go of something so that you can embrace or be loyal to something new. Okay. New mindset. I hope I'm not speaking gibberish for some of you guys. Justice. There could be some success around contracts, right? The Justice card is also legal situation. So the wild card being there is good. It's like a yes card. It's a positive card. So yeah, I feel like you're gaining justice in a new chapter. Okay? In this new chapter. Okay, with that being said, why is the Four of Swords here in the energy of this week as well? The Wheel. Okay, expect the unexpected with that energy. I wonder what that means. Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Four of Swords. Okay. Four of Wands. And the World again. Well, look, you're celebrating something. So the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like you're being called to bring it in so that you can explode outwardly. That's what I'm seeing. So whatever time you need to spend within yourself to rest, to heal, is just really going to actually pay off somehow when you get launched back into life again. Because again, this is really good for financial gain. This is really good for getting a lot of results for the hard work and efforts you put towards something, whether it's your health, whether it's your healing, whether it's just because you're taking a break that you have more energy to dedicate to things that you want to learn and grow and build upon. Eight of Pentacles is building something. You have a lot of success. Okay. So again, that is that weird kind of a juggling here of letting things go, healing from things. Maybe you're letting go versions of yourself. You know, if you want to, I know I'm coming back to health a lot because the Four of Swords is there, but like it could really be anything. You're letting go of a past version of yourself or your old stories and replacing it with new ones. I love it. It looks really, really beneficial for you. Okay, you're creating balance in your life. So King of Pentacles being in Pisces energy. Why is this here, please? Oh, guys, you're showing up as the King of Pentacles. However, how you see yourself is the Five. And that jumping on top of the TikTok card is no coinkydink, because it looks like you guys are putting a lot of pressure on yourself and you're coming from a place of lack, right? The King of Pentacles is suggesting that you already have some stability. And I don't want to, I'm putting words out there. That's just what Spirit's saying. I don't know your situation. But that's just what the cards are saying. You're in the King of Pentacles, but because you're so focused on the next goal, when am I going to have this? When am I going to have that? You're coming from a place of lack, right? And that's what Spirit is almost highlighting here. Like, don't forget what you've built for yourself so far, okay? Because some of you are not seeing that. It's almost, yeah, I'm almost hearing like, don't get so comfortable that you forget how far you've come. Like, it's great to be comfortable. How can I say this? It's almost like you are forgetting everything that you've done so far to get where you are today, to then have this next goal of this incredible thing. Whatever that is to you, big or small in your life, the Five of Pentacles with the TikTok card is just highlighting that you're in a very good position and you're viewing yourself as something in a bad position. I'm sorry. I don't know what they mean by this. Sometimes the Five of Pentacles can be loss and lack, but the way that I'm picking up on it isn't so much to do with that. I feel like this is only because You're waiting by that door. When is it going to open? When is it going to open? When is it going to open? It's not opening. And then you're fixating on something and the timing of something, and it's making you feel like this, when Spirit wants you to recognize that you're here. You're on a throne. I wonder if it's take your power back from anything that's taking it from you, specifically the timing of something, okay? It's just not time for that door to open yet. So get back on that throne, like whatever they're meaning by that. Hope that makes sense to you, okay? You could be feeling at a lag, because you want that next big thing or your next goal, and it's just Spirit saying, no. Go back to that throne in the meantime. The door will open up in its own time. The Hermit in Pisces energy. The Eight of Swords. Okay, so if you're struggling with imposter syndrome, or if you're struggling with feeling stuck right now, wherever you're at, again, I'm just going to keep it very general. The Hermit being here is really about looking at it from a different perspective, from a higher perspective, because if you notice here in this beautiful imagery, in your reflection of yourself, you see yourself stuck, you see yourself hopeless, helpless, completely, you're just stuck. In your reality though, you're not as stuck as you think. So the Eight of Swords is about coming out of your head, but in order to come out your head in your specific reading seems to be by actually reflecting on something. I just think it's maybe a really good time to meditate, or just to really sit with yourself and go, why do I feel this way? Not in a way to keep going in a spiral, but to look at it from the observer perspective, the Hermit, to observe that energy, because it's going to give you some wisdom, and it's going to also free yourself from your mind right here. You have more wisdom than you think. You have more knowledge than you think. Eight of Swords, Hermit. Empress, well, there we go. Abundance. Everything flowing in its timing, right? The Empress is all known about attracting and not chasing, and it makes sense with the things that are coming through here is that things are unfolding naturally. I think what you need to let go of is control, is lack mentality, is the timing of something, and what to be loyal to is what you're gonna have anyways, right? I feel like these goals you're going to have for sure. You just need to rest right now, allow the timing to unfold, focus on your health and well-being, and everything's going to be fine. The Empress is growing something. She's nurturing it for sure every single day, and eventually it will come to life. But again, she's got an abundance around her because she's just an abundant being, and she's in an abundant place. And I feel like you guys are there. I just feel like you're not trusting in the timing. And just like the Empress, I'm just seeing like she's usually surrounded by nature. And actually in this card, she's got a lot of, the universe around her too. And it's almost like, I'm just seeing here, maybe this is about a specific project, I don't know. But that wand here usually is about something new. And I'm just feeling like she doesn't panic or worry when the seasons change, because sometimes the seasons do change. And instead of it being like a fruitful spring, it's like a dry winter. I don't know. I say dry winter. It's a gloomy winter. But she knows that the cycles will change, right? So I almost feel like using your wisdom to understand that this stuck situation or this uncomfortable situation is not permanent is a step forward into more of an abundant mindset, and to trust a little bit more. What am I rambling about? Let me know how that resonates with you. But let's dive into your challenge for this week. Challenge for Pisces this week. That is your energy again. Okay, the Hanged One and the Four of Wands. So your challenge this week is to look at life from a different lens. We already seen that. As you can see, they're upside down. They're stuck, right? They want to move, but they can't move. Coming back to that Four of Swords here, that you might be forced to rest right now. You might be forced to kind of slow down a little bit when you want to speed up. Regardless, you might be angry about this. You might be feeling a bit peed off about it. But the Hanged One is almost like, okay, well, you can't do much about it. Let's sit, let's reflect, let's analyze this. Let's look at it from a different lens. And the Four of Wands, it seems to be maybe around your goals, or whether you're going to feel more accomplished when you kind of stop and look around you. Four of Wands is also like an engagement card, so it could be around like a love interest. Why is this here? Why is the Hanged One here as a challenge? The Five of Swords, yeah, feeling of defeat. And I'm seeing that, like, I'm almost feeling a bit like they've been trapped here. I'm not saying that that's how it's showing up for you, but it's almost like, how would I explain that? The universe may have just been like, oops, now you're stuck upside down. There's always a greater reason why. I don't know why. I'm just going to explain to you what I'm seeing, but it's almost like the Five of Swords is like there's this defeat and there's this pride, like I don't want to be stuck here, and I don't want to, I don't want to be trapped here, or I don't want to not move. Like I wanted to move forward. It's almost like this rebellion that you have with your situation, and I don't know what you're going through, so it's probably justified. It's coming from a fighter spirit, and I will always reward a fighter spirit because you don't want to accept defeat. But the thing is, this is not a defeat. There is enlightenment coming from this stage, and again, Four of Wands, you're actually going to recognize that there is some sort of victory here in some way. Maybe it's you're going to understand how to gain victory. I don't know what that's talking about, so I'm going to leave it for you guys and your interpretation of what I'm saying and how it relates to you. But as I was saying, when you go upside down, it's almost like you're mastering the challenges or the traps that you get put into. It's interesting. Five of Swords. Okay, let's look at why the Four of Wands is there. Why is the Four of Wands there with the Hanged Man? Eight of Cups. Interesting. This is about walking away from things that don't serve you so you can go towards things that do. And I wonder if this is what something has taught you. It could just teach you to go big, go bigger, or how to reach a goal, I wonder. I love this imagery here because sometimes we get so caught up on this little flame because it's just that little taste of what we can have, and we hold on to that because we're afraid of losing it. But there is so much, such a bigger flame out there. And I'm a visual reader, and sometimes it's hard to relay messages in a perfect way. I'm sorry. I'm smelling fire actually, which is interesting, like smoke or like a bonfire or someone burning wood or something. Just checking, it's not me. Okay. What I was seeing, so they're kind of comparing it to the fact that sometimes we are all like that in life, right? We're promised these big amazing things, and maybe in a distance we can see them, but we almost don't trust that, what if they're an illusion, or what if I can't attain that, what if I never get there? It's almost like there's all these things, so we settle for the smallest little flame that we can actually, whatever big flame we can get, which in this case is here. So a lot of you guys are understanding that you have to kind of let go of some sort of safety or security or little flame so you can have a bigger one. Whatever that flame is. It's almost like the sun. I always say it's like the sun. That little glimpse of happiness when you can have a big bowl of flames, right? The sun. Even more happiness, and you will get that. Four of Wands, it's your wish fulfillment. You're going to go after it. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see what other challenges you guys might have during this time. Judgment, release, surrender, and letting go is your challenge. Because Page of Swords, maybe you feel like you don't need to let go. All right, the Page of Swords again is that rebellion. I always see it as like a rebellious teenager. Yeah, in the Tower card, some of you feel a bit burnt or a bit upset. Maybe there has been an injustice, or maybe there has been a falling out, or, maybe there has been this rude awakening. Sometimes the Tower can just be this major truth, which would make sense also with the Judgment. Things are clear now. However, I don't know if that's you or that's someone around you who's holding on to it though, because they're mad or you're mad. It's like, why should I have to let this go? I don't know what it is. All right, Judgment. Why is this here? The Fool. Look at that. A new beginning. And it's jumping up specifically on top of that Five of Pentacles because, one, I think you're going to have more faith in the universe. But two, Judgment, the Fool, Five of Pentacles, and TikTok. Judgment and the Fool. It's a new beginning, right? It is a leap of faith, completely surrendering something here, starting fresh. I wonder what you're leaving behind. Let's see. Why is judgment here in a challenge? What is it that Pisces has to let go of? Hermit. Interesting. The Hermit again, whatever you've been reflecting on, I would say that I feel like that's different for everybody. It could mean that what you're letting go of is okay, love that. Okay, so I always say, and some people also say this, but the Hermit and the Fool are basically the same person, right? The Hermit is back on that mountain again, reflecting on the times where it was young, youthful, and started its journey. So it's almost like a full circle, which again makes sense with the Wild card coming through a lot in your reading. You're going full circle. You're kind of coming to a place that you were when you first started something, but you have a lot more wisdom now. What you need to let go of is this feeling like you're too old for something, or feeling like I feel like they want you to go into that fold again. It's time to start a new cycle. Maybe you've already analyzed something. Maybe you already know everything, there is to know about that chapter. So they're saying, okay, now it's time for a new one. Let's see what your advice is, and let me know in the comments, because honestly, like, I need to know. I get some imagery and I would love to know how it shows up for you. But yeah, it's been a crazy day today, so apologies if that's showing in your reading. Like, I've been really trying to get these readings out today, but let me know. All right, let's see, what is your advice from Spirit, Pisces? The Wheel of Fortune again. We had expect the unexpected. Things are going to work out better than you think they are. We already had that over here. Okay, and any other advice you have? The Eight of Swords again. We got a lot of repeated cards, right? And the Tower card. So the Eight of Swords, your advice, get out your head, right? Stop looking at problems, start looking at solutions. I'm going to clarify that before we dive into it. Why is the Eight of Swords here? Queen of Wands. Interesting. Having more confidence in yourself. Not being afraid to express your ideas. Maybe if you're not feeling very creative right now, then it's probably because of your mind, that you're too busy analyzing or overly, could be to do with that Hermit, you're already overly anticipating something. I wonder if that's what it is. Like, I wonder if you need to be a bit more spontaneous, be a bit more courageous, be a bit more brave, be a bit more, I don't know, fun and flirty with life, like play around a little bit. Let's see where this leads me, and let's see where that, like, things don't have to be so serious. Things don't have to feel like a massive commitment, a lot of the times. It doesn't have to feel like a challenge. You can have fun with things. And I wonder if that's what it is. And I think part of that does come down to your confidence. Don't know why, but the Queen of Wands is about confidence. Maybe confidence on your future. I don't know. Let's get one more for that. Let's show you. Eight of Swords. Eight of Wands. Look at that. Focusing in on this card here. Position of authority. So in a way, again, taking control back of your life. Through confidence, through understanding that you are incredible, right? The Queen of Wands attracts a lot of attention because she's just this beautiful essence of life. And that's what you guys are. Okay, but maybe you don't show that side of yourself because you're worried and you're scared, or you don't want to speak up your ideas, even though they're amazing and you know it. You don't want to put yourself out there because of fears. Or maybe you're just afraid of being yourself, right? Afraid of being happy, afraid of being positive, optimistic, because you're afraid of maybe being let down or whatever. Who knows? Maybe you're afraid of, again, commitment, having high responsibility, whatever it is. Eight of Wands coming through though. It's a positive journey. Eight of Wands is all about opportunities coming your way and communication coming your way. It feels really, really good. Okay. And also, when you speak your ideas and when you follow through with your ideas and when you have confidence about yourself, it feels like this energy is being focused in on this position of authority, this throne. So whatever that throne means to you, that's where you're heading when you allow yourself to be yourself. Okay, now Wheel of Fortune. Why is this the advice? What's the advice here? Queen of Swords is interesting to come through there. Almost upside down. Why is the Wheel of Fortune the advice with the Queen of Swords? Emperor taking control again. The Four Swords, taking control of your healing. Now, the Emperor of the Four Swords, some of you might be healing from an Aries or a father figure or a masculine energy, whoever, I don't know who that is. Queen of Swords. You're gaining control after, again, this Four Swords is expressed in this healing. The Wheel of Fortune. I wonder if this is kind of suggesting the seasons. Queen of Swords is important that I mentioned that she rules with a clear mind, right? Her heart may not be super clear all the time. As you can see, Four of Swords. You've been hurt. Okay, and whilst you're healing, I think you're making logical decisions, disciplined decisions. Same with the Emperor. He's also about discipline and action. I was going to say again, it seems to be going through with seasons. There are times where it's, you know, you need to heal during the week. Maybe the week is full of different seasons where some days you need rest. Some days it's spring. It's time to bring new energy into the week. Sometimes it's summer, whatever summer means. Just blossom and bloom and just live and just be happy. And there's times where there's autumn where we're shedding and letting go. And there's winter where we have a little bit more struggle or need to hibernate. And then the cycle continues. So I wonder if that's just kind of understanding that things are always changing, right? The only permanent thing in life is change, which is always ironic. So I wonder if that's you just kind of understanding. You're like, maybe what if I'm successful, but then I can't carry through with it? You know, it's the Eight of Swords is like you're getting in your own head about something that you've not even allowed yourself to go into. Whatever and however it applies to you, I hope this reading has helped you in some way. Please let me know. I send you all my love and I wish you guys all the best for the week ahead. All right, I'll see you guys next time.